Welcome to this deep dive. Today we're taking a closer look at Emily Henry's novel, Great Big Beautiful Life.
Yeah, we're using a couple of, well, really insightful book reviews to guide us.
Exactly. And our mission really is to understand the heart of the story. We want to explore what it tells us about recovery, relationships,
Yeah.
and, finding something beautiful even when life throws you a major curveball.
So let's start with the main character, Ren Sterling. The reviews paint quite a picture of her life before everything changes.
They really do. She's a pediatric physical therapist. Someone whose whole life is about helping kids regain independence movement.
Which makes what happens next even more, well, stark.
Mm-hmm. The reviews highlight this sudden car accident. It completely flips her life upside down.
Yeah, suddenly she's facing these significant physical limits. She's dependent on others.
That loss of autonomy. It's central, isn't it? It really sets the stage for her whole journey.
Absolutely. And the reviews, they really emphasize the emotional side of this, too. It's not just about healing bones. No, not at all. It's this deep internal battle.
Mm-hmm.
You read about her frustration, her anger, this profound sense of loss for the life she thought she'd have.
It makes you think about how much our identity is tied up in what we can do.
Definitely. And that's where her brother Theo comes in, right? The reviews mentioned she moves back home with him.
Yes, and he sounds like a real anchor for her, providing care, support.
He is, but the reviews also touch on some friction there, which feels very real.
Ah, how so?
Well, Ren's understandably resentful sometimes, longing for her old life. It puts a strain on things, even with Theo being so supportive.
Right, even the strongest relationships get tested in situations like that.
Exactly. But the key thing the reviews point out is Theo's consistency. He sticks by her, even through the tough moments.
Okay, so Theo's there, but then there's this other huge element, Vance Walker, the driver of the car.
Ah, yes, Vance. His introduction seems, well, deliberately complex in the reviews.
How does he actually enter her life after the accident? It seems like it would be the last person she'd want around.
It's almost accidental, or maybe fateful, depending how you look at it. The reviews say he gets court-mandated community service
Okay.
at the same community center where Theo works. So they're suddenly in the same space. Unavoidable.
Wow, you can just imagine the tension. The reviews must mention that initial hostility.
Oh, definitely. They describe it as being charged with unspoken feelings, resentment. It's completely understandable.
But then something shifts. The reviews suggest it doesn't just stay hostile.
Right. It seems Vance's genuine remorse plays a big part.
Mhm.
And he really commits to his community service.
So his actions start to speak for themselves.
Kind of, yeah. Ren starts seeing his effort, his sincerity. The reviews even hint at these unexpected moments.
Yeah.
Maybe shared vulnerability, even a bit of humor.
That's interesting. It starts to chip away at her initial feelings, perhaps. Makes her think about forgiveness.
Exactly. It adds this whole layer about forgiveness cropping up where you least expect it.
But while all this is going on with Vance, Theo's still there in the background.
Absolutely. The reviews constantly circle back to Theo. His steady support, his belief in Ren, he sounds like her rock.
He really embodies that idea of a support system, doesn't he? How crucial that is when your life gets turned upside down.
Totally. And the reviews show his patience, his encouragement, especially when Ren's really struggling.
It sounds like he's not just a plot device either. The reviews mention his own life gets explored, too.
Yes, which adds depth. He's not just the supportive brother. He has his own stuff going on, his own relationships. It makes the family dynamic feel richer.
Okay, so let's talk about Ren's recovery itself. Physical therapy is mentioned, but the reviews suggest it's more than just physical milestones.
Very much so. That's a key takeaway. It's about the emotional, the psychological healing. Confronting those internal obstacles.
Like redefining who she is now in this new reality.
Precisely. Finding a new sense of purpose, a new meaning when the old one's been stripped away. That's a huge part of healing from any major life change, really.
And you can see how her evolving view of Vance might tie into that process of redefining things.
Definitely. That relationship, as the reviews describe it, seems intricate. It forces her to confront these big themes: forgiveness, redemption.
It sounds like a delicate balancing act. How do the reviews describe their interactions as things develop?
They talk about this mix of vulnerability and, cautious hope. They're navigating this shared, difficult past while sort of tentatively exploring something else.
And the reviewers seem to think Emily Henry handles that really well. Believably.
Yeah, they praise her sensitivity, her skill in making that connection feel earned and emotionally resonant, not just thrown in for drama.
But the story isn't just about Ren and Vance, right? The reviews emphasize broader themes, too.
Oh, absolutely. Family, community, the sheer power of human connection, those seem to be right at the core, according to the reviews.
So how do those elements play out? Who else is involved?
Well, the supporting characters, especially people at that community center, seem vital. They offer friendship, belonging, practical help.
Ah, so it reinforces that idea that you don't get through the really hard stuff alone.
Exactly. It's the strength of those connections, that community fabric, that really helps pull Ren through.
And throughout all this, what about the writing itself? Emily Henry's style, the reviews seem pretty positive.
Consistently positive, yeah. They really praise her blend of, like, wit and warmth, but also real emotional depth.
Making the characters feel authentic, even with their flaws.
Yes, relatable characters, sharp dialogue that still feels heartfelt. That mix of humor and emotion seems to be her signature, making it uplifting but also quite moving.
Okay, so let's try and pull the main threads together from these reviews. We start with Ren's vibrant life.
Which gets completely derailed by the accident, leading to huge physical challenges, but also this deep emotional struggle, frustration, anger, loss.
And she becomes reliant on her brother, Theo, who's this constant anchoring support figure for her.
Right, and then layer on top of that the unexpected arrival of Vance, the driver. His remorse starts this unlikely, complex connection exploring forgiveness.
And redemption, maybe.
Possibly, yeah. And beyond them, the reviews stress the importance of the wider community, family.
Yeah.
All those connections being crucial for navigating adversity.
With Theo and others really playing key roles there.
And it's all delivered, according to the reviews, with Emily Henry's characteristic blend of humor, warmth, and real emotional insight.
So the central message seems to be about finding hope, finding beauty, even after life takes an unexpected, difficult turn.
Exactly. That life, even when it's fundamentally altered, can still be, well, great, big, and beautiful. Still full of potential for joy, for unexpected good things.
That's quite a powerful takeaway. It really makes you think, doesn't it? About your own life, maybe times when challenges led to unexpected connections or a completely new perspective.
Yeah. How might Ren's journey, as we've seen it through these reviews, connect with your own understanding of resilience, of finding beauty when things don't go according to plan?
Definitely something worth reflecting on after we wrap up.